but they also imply legato. You can call them legato phrases, legato sentences. So if you see these, normally you don't see lots of dots. Pieces are normally either legato in style or, like raindrop pieces with storms and rain of different kinds. That all implies staccato, detached. Good, I'm glad you know all that. Just wanted to revise and see if you remember. So, would you like to play it now? You might be missing a little sign. And what would that be? Little sign at the beginning, above the notes. That little bit of writing. What does that tell you to do? Well, tell me.
One octave above.
Higher, yes. Transpose that part. How long is that octave? It's good to know before you start playing or learning the piece. How long is that going to continue? And then you're prepared more, better. So how long is that octave sign continuing? Where is it going to change? Is it going to change? And if so, where? Well, yeah, that's where it stopped. So how long does it continue for? Where does it change? Where does it end? When does the octave sign end? Yeah, so it's basically the whole of the first page. And then what happens? Then there's a new instruction. And what does that say?
Sleep with hands as written.
Yeah, and there's an Italian word that you might as well start learning, and I'm sure you've heard me say it or seen it or read it already. What is it? When you play where written, I always say play where written. Loco. The Italians call that loco versus octave up, 2 octaves up, 1 octave lower, 2 octaves lower. What do we call it when the octave becomes 2 octaves? What would they have said instead of 8VE or 8VA rather? What would they put then? You've seen that. You've had several pieces with that. I know you have. What do they put then? 15th, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So why doesn't it become 16?
Because
Some students have said to me, but it should be 16th. 8 times 2 is 16. Why is it a 15th? But it isn't when you count it. Look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get to the same key. So that's 8. Now let's continue. You count.
1,
No, 9. We got to 8. Now we continue further.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15th. So a 15th is in fact 2 octaves higher. And if they put this sign and they wanted you to play this an octave lower, then how do you indicate that? Where must they write it? How do they write it then? Where do they place this instruction? Underneath. Then the dotted line would have been running along here. So when the octave sign is above, they don't say octave higher. They just say both hands or just the right hand or whatever. Do you understand? So that sign can appear in different ways, and you need to know what it means. And if it's underneath, like here, then it would mean the left hand plays octave lower. And if it's above the left hand, if it was running along here with a dotted line, the instruction and then the dotted line, then it would mean the left hand. But what they do normally is they say octave up, because it's above, so it means automatically you have to take it an octave higher, both hands. So that way they don't have to draw 2 lines of dotted lines. That gets a bit too stifled. It's too much. Okay, let's play. That's it. Ready. Eyes stay on the notes, fingers close to the keys. F, C, A chord. No. Is that a third or a fourth or a fifth or... It's a...
C.
No, is it a third, a fourth or a fifth? the interval, the distance from this
Third.
C to, what's that note? You started
C to
you
F.
started the piece on that note. C to F, correct. And C to F is how many notes? Count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a fourth. A third will be line to line or space to space. And a fourth will be like this, line to space or space to line.
Start over.
Hmm? 2, 3. Careful. It's not a repeat. It's a little different. Chord. Just the right hand plays the chord C and E. It's a third. Good. D, C, A, C, D, F. You must just skip. Watch out for the skips. Let's go back to here. Line 2. Careful. D, C, A, C, D, F. And now you got a full chord. See the difference? There you had C and E, here you have C and E again, but now you add the left hand A with that finger. So all together, not quite. Third, we're done with the fourth. This is a third, like there. Yes, and that forms an A chord, an A minor chord. 2, 3, and again, 2, 3. And now what happens? Does this look familiar? This line?
Yes.
It's what?
The same line.
Repeat of line 1. So line 1 and 3 is the same. Is line 2 and 4 also the same?
Yes.
Well, that's good to know. That helps, doesn't it? That means this whole section is repeated here. Line 1 and 2 is the same as line 3 and 4. That makes things easier, doesn't it? Okay.
Are you videotaping?
But there's a difference between MP and P. What does that mean?
MP means soft and P means really soft. Piano.
No, P is just soft. That's a little more. Medium soft is actually a little louder than P. So. Now, play me the whole page.
From here.
Correct. 1, 2, go. F, C, A, chord. 2, 3, E, C, A. And a third chord. D, C. Careful. D, C. There's no B there. C, A. There's no B. Yes, it's a third. A minor, A, C, E, all together. 2, 3, and again. Look ahead and a little quieter now. And read ahead. When you've got a long note, read ahead. C, A, chord, and look ahead so you know what's coming. D, C, careful, there's no B, don't play a B. C, third down, third up, skips down, skips up. C, skip down, skip up, step up. D, skip up to F, and the same A minor chord again. 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, up. And now, new instruction, loco, play where written. that chord, you're going to hold it for the entire line. C, D, E. It's C and E. I'm just saying the top note, the melody note. C, D, E, D, E, D, C, D, E. Let's just go on. Now, both hands octave up again. So this piece jumps around like this book does a lot. It's the same, but you just play it an octave higher. So you know it a little bit already. C, D, D, E, D, C, D, E, D, E. Stay octave up. But what does this look familiar? It's line 1.
Oh.
Yeah. Go. F, C, A, F, 2, 3, E, C, A, E, 2, 3.
And that one's
You
line
keep going with the
2.
octave.
One's line 2.
It's the same as line 2. So it's this section repeating with a little bit of a different ending. D, C, A, C, D, F. It's that skip again. And it's A, E. It's, where did we have that? A, no, we didn't actually have that, but it's a fifth, A, E. It's the third fingers together. That's helpful if you know that. Go ahead. 2, 3 tight, but you play this. 2, 3, 2, 3, and left and end. This one,
Repeat.
yes, that's fine.